are listening to KMC Vibes, the voice of musicians in Japan.
Another edition of KMC Vibes. This is your host DL, coming to you courtesy of Blackan Radio. Hello everyone, and welcome to our guest, ERIC WEIGMANN, drummer extraordinaire. ERIC, how's it going?
Great, I'm really happy to be here. Thanks, Dwayne.
Cool. And you have with you your wife, Yukari?
My wife, my partner.
Okay. Hello, Yukari. Yes. It's good to see you. We've known each other for quite some time now.
Has it been 5 years yet?
I don't know. Maybe even longer. Who knows? But
6?
Yeah, right. So I'd like to start off the interview with a song. It's titled "Vertical." Is that right?
Right. This has been released just this past month in May of 2013.
Okay.
And the story behind this is fantastic to me. I mean, I wrote this song when I was 15.
Really?
Yes. And with 4 of some of my best musical colleagues from Baltimore.
Okay.
And we re-recorded it. So we wrote it when we were very young, 14, 15 years old. And we recorded it in 1986 originally. And it was a pretty big hit. It was the main track off of our 1986 release. And then recently we've gotten back together in the United States and we put it on the new album. So this is a brand new recording, kind of redone.
Okay.
And I hope you like it. So this is me playing now what I wrote way back then.
Okay, cool.
Kind of a revisit.
日本語で本日のゲスト KMC Vibes のゲストは、ERIC WEIGMANN と、妻の、ゆかりで、ERIC は長い間で何年間5年間以上で知り合ってで、それとドラマーすごいすごいドラマーでKMC とかいろんなことでやってるんで、そしたら初めての曲は Vertical という曲で、アメリカでyou wrote it in the US、
Yes.
15歳でアメリカで、この曲を作って、Vertical という曲。So this song is Vertical. Enjoy.
And acquire safe ways. Hear the news of extermination. Working meals brought from the range. No one hears anything empty or strange. I will follow, I will walk away. I can see lights down on the door. Then she stood up, she didn't say much, but she cried and I never knew why. I stand on the door. Sister screams, but I hear no more. I walk to the corner store. My telephone rings, no one at all. 'Cause I tried to call, I got a stall. People screaming, children running. I just think I'm gonna lose control. Then she walks out, and the bomb falls. Terrorized, but no one inside. No one inside. All I could find was a small child. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. The bomb hits.
That was Vertical by Grey March, is
Yes,
that right?
that's
right. You're listening to KMC Vibes. And so, we have a guest, ERIC WEIGMANN, and his wife, Yukari. So, Grey March. Give me a little bit of information about that band.
Well, it's a band that began in 1984, and it played in the United States. We did 2 tours. We recorded 2 albums. One of them was released independently. The other one, the band broke up just before the release of the second album, and it was lost, actually.
Okay.
The recordings were lost. We have 1 track from the second album that was saved. And the band had a really wonderful following. So now, 25 years later, we've reunited, and I go back to the United States sometimes 3 times a year to tour and play with them and record. And we have a record contract now with an independent label called Hand Eye Records. Mm-hmm. And they released they re-released the 1986 album, which is now out, called Early Works. This album was released this month, and we also have in plan a new album for the next time I go back. And the record company has already signed on for that. So the band is fully active, and we try to overcome the obstacles of me being here and them being there.
Wow.
And it's wonderful because it just means every time I go home, I get to have great shows, and meet all the people that I love back home. And they want original music. That's what they want.
Right.
They want to hear original music. And so those people that I go back with and work with at home, I have so much trust for to write original music. And so that's really what you hear there, is just what happens when those 5 people come together.
Right. Have you seen the band perform?
No.
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 Really?
Yeah, just a video.
Okay.
I often go back just for work.
Oh, I
You
see.
know, like I'll go back for 10 days and I rehearse 9 hours a day, and we're in the recording studio and we're
Right.
playing shows, and so it doesn't, there's no time for vacations.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So she stays here and holds the fort down.
I see. Okay. And well, if people want to see it,
Oh, there's tons of Grey March online.
Okay.
You know, GREYMARCH, or just find me on Facebook. Find my website, ericweigmann.com.
Okay.
And so that is very available,
Right.
and the CDs are available through iTunes and through Bandcamp and wherever we buy online CDs.
All right. Well, we'll get to that later on. Let me try to go back and remember, how did we meet? Do you know?
I don't. I think it was probably some Takatsuki Jazz Festival, walking down the street, or some festival,
Some connection there.
something like that. It was a
Right.
musical event. I think it could have been at J.K. Bird that I met you at a show that I was playing.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
I remember, and just loving your energy and finding out that you were a drummer
Right.
yourself,
Right.
and that you did sound and those kind of things. And so it was just an easy friendship.
Yeah. One of the things that kind of sticks with me is we had a conversation going back about the days when you were playing with different bands, and I mentioned the brewery in Raleigh, North Carolina, and you're like, "Yeah, I played at the brewery." You know?
That's right.
I was like, "Wow." What band did you play with?
With Grey March.
With Grey March at the
Yes,
brewery?
that's
Okay.
right. Grey March was a very active touring band.
Wow.
When I was in high school, I'm surprised I graduated from high school. You know, I mean, we were rehearsing 5 nights a week, and we were touring all summer, and I played from Boston down all the way. We didn't make it to Florida.
Uh-huh.
We didn't get quite that far south, but like all the way into almost to Georgia, and then to Chicago, to Toronto, to Milwaukee. My parents were so good about letting me go. They
Okay.
just very trusting, and I was so focused.
Right.
I was just practicing.
Well, how long have you been here? Have you been living in Japan?
Working very close to 11 years.
11 years. Okay.
Very close.
And if I can ask, Yukari, how did you guys meet up?
So we have a bar, and I really love to hang out there. And one night he just played there kind of like 2 or 3 songs, and unfortunately I missed them. Right when I got there and he finished, So and after he finished, and the real drummer came back, and we watched the show together and just hang out.
Okay,
Yeah.
just hang out after
Yeah.
that. Right. Are you like a drummer person? You like drummers? or-
Not really, not really. I mean, I'm more like like dancing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing, an image that kind of really struck me when I met Yukari is do you know the group Pizzicato 5? Pizzicato
Yeah.
5. So I like that style. And the first time I saw you, you had on like some serious bell bottoms. And I was like, wow,
right.
yeah. So my image was like, wow.
Yeah. We have a whole room dedicated to clothes in our house.
Okay.
You can barely fit in it. You know?
Right.
So she loves it.
Well, speaking of your house, so you're a drummer.
I am a drummer.
How do you practice?
That's a great question. When you're practicing in the United States, in the old days, before people had so many handguns, you could just open your windows, turn on the music, and start playing drums.
Right.
And it was safe. And I remember my neighbors would shout up, "Eric, turn it down, please stop," and I would play 3 or 4 or 5 hours a day. Here you couldn't do that.
Never.
So I live on the 7th floor of a big building, and I have an electric drum set. Everything is quiet.
Oh, so you listen basically in headphones.
I practice on an electric drum set with
Okay.
headphones,
Right.
and I could play at 2 in the morning, basically.
Right.
It's been a huge benefit. because when I was young, I didn't care about bothering other people. But I went through a phase as a drummer where I really didn't want to constantly. I was like, wow, people don't want to hear this.
Right.
And now I can just play and play and play, and it's really increased my practice time. Like I'll practice 3 or 4 hours a day sometimes if I have the time.
ゆかりはドラム叩いてるんですか？
あ
できるかな？
何回かトライしたけど、でもやっぱり足が難しい。
コーディネーションが難しい。
そう。
私も25年ほどドラム叩いてるんで、でコーディネーションとかそんな難しくないけど、それ人によるですね。はい。So ゆかり has attempted, but the coordination of the leg and the hand.
Yeah. I get excited sometimes. Like I'll come up with some new sound on my electric drums, and I say, "Come on in, try it. Put the headphones on, you can go see." But one of the things that's really I want to talk about is 3 books.
Okay.
I love to read, and I love to read about a wide range of topics, and I always find it interesting how they can relate to drumming. But one was The Talent Code. The Talent Code is a book that came out a few years ago. I'll give you the name of the author. And so the Talent Code talks about how to practice, whether you're playing tennis or whether you're playing golf.
Right.
Or, and I often talk about these books like the Talent Code. And they talk about practicing in a very repetitive, very focused way. Simple things again and again.
Right.
There's another book called Talent is Overrated, which I've read again and again and again. And every time I want to be inspired about how to just develop my own practice. I'm my own coach at this point for becoming a better musician.
Sure.
And so the Talent Code, Talent is Overrated. And the final one is Practice Perfect. Practice
makes perfect, but
just practice perfect.
Right, okay.
And these books really talk about the difference between what we think is good practice and what really is communicating with your body.
Right.
They almost talk about you have to speak the language of the human body, of being able to kind of teach it what you want to know. And I really felt like that made my drumming just really blossom.
Well, if you maybe can give a bit of advice for musicians out there who, like me, who hate to practice, what would you say? Well, let me say, so basically the reason I don't like to practice is because, so for example, like weight training. If I have a weight set in my house, I'll have it and I'll do it for like a week, and then because it's in my house, it'll get old and I'll walk past it every day.
I'll take it. That's right.
But it's too old. But going to the gym, it's like an adventure, going out and doing something. So
different strokes for different folks, right?
Right. So for those people who want to get better but they just can't get the motivation to practice.
Well, one thing is a metronome is really important. Okay, for any drummer, or for actually any, especially bassist or drummer, you have to have a sense of time that is just, even when you're dreaming, you should be dreaming in time.
Right.
And one is, instead of a metronome, you put on a song, and you use the meter of the song that you're drumming to or that you're playing to, and you understand that it has a meter, and you just use the song as a metronome. And you can, even though I disagree with the technique of just playing songs as practice, I'm more of kind of a skills and drills kind of drummer.
Right.
But you can put on a good song, understand the timing of it, and according to these books and according to my own experience, as long as you know what you're practicing and why. Like, for example, I'm going to practice and I'm going to focus on the bass drum. I'm gonna focus on some element of this song, or I'm gonna think about how he's accenting, or she's accenting, or something like that. And I think that's my advice: is stay away from the metronomes, go more with playing in tune and grooves, working on grooves, and things like that. And grooves are cool because a lot of people can't hold a groove for 9-10 minutes.
Right.
And so nowadays, one of the things that I do is I'll just put on a metronome and I'll try to play a groove for 10 minutes without filling and
right,
without
right,
stopping.
right.
You know, that kind of thing. That's challenging.
Yeah. When I was in college, I had my own drum practice room. So that was a point when I loved to practice, and because I lived in a dormitory, so
It gets you out of there.
Escape, yeah. But I would, just double bass drills the same beat for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah. See, that's what to do.
Yeah, and exactly, and my drumming really improved. Yukari, do you play any instruments?
I've tried, but now I don't.
No.
I've tried to play organs, and just think about what is that? The saxophone.
Saxophone, yeah.
I want to get her a saxophone. She saw Tony. She saw Tony Spruill play, and she thought, "Man, that's cool."
Right.
And I know Tony's wife plays too.
Yeah.
Don't wait too long; the motivation will go down.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to move to the next song. It's called "Come On."
Yeah, this is great. I just got this yesterday, and this is from Nathan and Brad
Okay.
of Nathan and the Naturals. It's due out next month,
Okay.
or it could be July, it could be August.
Are you the drummer for the band?
I drummed on this album,
Okay.
and Bruce Leonard was drumming for them on a regular basis. Over the course of the last maybe 9 months, I've played a number of shows with them, and then I recorded this album.
Okay.
And this is a 10-song album that's due out next month, and I just love working with him.
What style music?
Nathan's from Texas. He loves blues, and he loves the whole history of blues guitar, but he's a rocker too. So it's definitely an electric blues with a good rocky punch. You'll hear it.
Okay.
And the unsung hero of that group is Brad Quinn. I mean, Brad is a bassist, plays trumpet, he plays keyboards, he sings well, and he's an all-star. Definitely. I hope in the future to play a lot with Brad.
Right. All right. So let's listen to this track.
Trio.
Okay. Listen to this track titled "Come On."
You're in the dark and it's getting late. You can find your spot and radiate. Look
that was Come On by Nathan and the Naturals. Is that
Yeah.
right?
I think that's a world premiere right,
Right.
there. It just got that from Texas. It just came. So Nathan, I promised him, you can check out nathanandthenaturals.com
Okay.
and get more information about
All right.
that.
So we're here in the studio with ERIC WEIGMANN, drummer extraordinaire from... where are you from?
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, Maryland. And Yukari, his wife, and where are you from?
Osaka.
Osaka. Okay. I'd like to move to KMC. So you have, in some way, I believe, participated in...
Every
year, yeah. One way or another, which is kind of interesting. The first year, do you remember what you did?
I did.
Okay.
The very first year, I believe I played
2009?
with Sue Giles.
No.
No, was that before?
That was before KMC.
That was before KMC. Then it must have been Carlex Antoine.
Yes. You played with Carlex.
Carlex was wonderful, and I talked to him.
And jazz with
Francesco Corsaro. At the same time.
Yes.
That was very busy. That was very busy.
Playing in two bands, yes, drumming in two bands.
I think that was a week of 12 shows or something like that. That was very busy.
What, let's see, and since you've been playing, the second year you played with Jet Edwards.
That's right.
With Jet.
I played, and someone else, didn't I? I was supposed to play with Jack
another
Radix.
band. Right. No, that was the first year.
Uh-huh.
And then your group Helium 5 played at the charity event.
Sure.
Haiti. Was that Helium 5 or
that was Helium 5.
KMC charity event.
But who am I missing? There are others. There was Carlex. There was. Oh
yeah, and Yukari helped with the Carlex.
Right.
Tour.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I played the opening of the KMC party with Alicia.
Right.
And then last year I played the opening with Curtis.
Right.
And I love that event, so I hope to do that again.
Right, cool. So give me your feelings about KMC, your reflections on what you think KMC is. Or
Well, the word that comes to mind is deserving.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Osaka and Kansai deserve to have a conference of music and international recognition and a love of music.
Right.
I really think that the KMC deserves to be bigger. It deserves to be more widely published and just So you have pushed it, and I'm very proud of you for that. And that's why I've always wanted to be a part. And last year I was able to give a drum seminar,
right.
Which I'm going to do again. And so with that word deserving, I want to, like for example, the bands in America that I talk to, I tell them you should come over.
Right.
Come over and get an idea of what Kansai is and meet Kansai people. So
a lot of it's expensive, right?
Mm-hmm. But I see it growing too, from the very first year.
Right.
Last year was quite big and quite
Very
active.
different, yes. ゆかりちょっと日本語で、日本人に KMC のコンセプト、なんか一番わかりやすいの説明はどういうことですか？
KMC は、関西ミュージックカンファレンスの、略なんですけども、別に関西に関わらず、関西でやってる世界からのミュージック音楽、
はい、
で日本の中のいろんなバンドがこうやってきて、
はい、
で関西で主に、ライブをやるという。
そうですね、はい、はい。でそのライブは一つの部分で、日本人に関してはそのミュージックフェスティバル、慣れてるんですね、よくわかるんですが、そのカンファレンスの部分、音楽についてその話の部分はちょっと知られてないんです。
そうですね。なんかいろいろセミナーとかあって、こうやっぱりミュージシャンがその自分の意見とか、そのどうやってこう活動しているかとかですね、でそういうのを知る機会ってやっぱりあまりないと思うんですね。やっぱりライブに行ってもミュージシャンの人とそんな長い間話してることってないですし、だから去年私はエリックのドラムセミナーに参加させていただいたんですけども、ものすごくいい機会だなと思いました。
日本、英語がちょっと苦手に 日本人の場合はどう？
で
参加
も、通訳の人とかボランティアの人とか皆さんいらっしゃって、ちゃんと英語しかできないミュージシャンでも日本語に通訳してもらえるので、全然心配ないです。はい、
そうですね。That's one of the biggest problems we have with promoting KMC is people just don't understand the concept. You know, you give them a flyer, you explain it, show them the video, and they're just like, "Ah, it sounds cool, but what is it?"
Right.
So what I do is I go and I sit down one-to-one with people and explain it and tell them, look, take a flyer. But the important thing is not to just give them the flyer.
Right.
Bring them to the conference. Because the only way to really understand it is to attend it.
You know, everywhere I go, I've often gotten the idea Osaka is just a city of musicians, because if you look on the train, you know, you see 30 kids with guitars on their back,
right.
and 20 kids carrying snare drums and bass pedal cases and this kind of thing, and that's so great.
Right.
I am so supportive of it,
Right.
and I think one way is young people, like just letting them know, maybe getting the rehearsal spaces more involved, because I won't mention them all, but like with those recording studios that are so popular here, that's where all those young people are going, and that energy for wanting to learn, because we can learn a lot from international artists that come through. I think the ones that make the leap, take the plane and get here, they've done a lot of work. I want to learn. I want to see what they've done. I want to see how they play, how they present themselves. I think that could be a definite avenue in the future.
So I had asked Yukari about how to explain the conference to Japanese people. How do you think, if you have, one of your students who's interested in, foreign musicians or maybe playing in a foreign country or something, how would you kind of get them interested in KMC?
Well, I mean, one of the things that could have been helpful if it had become, now the KMC is a brand.
Right.
It's a logo, basically. It's unchangeable. But if it had been the Kansai International Music Conference, it may have been more explanatory in itself. Because I think a big part of it, what the KMC is it's an international time when a lot of bands are going to come, a lot of artists, solo singers, whatever, to visit, to see Kansai, to look at the sites. And I know a lot of the artists that have come. They've been excited. They want to go to Osaka Castle and go to Himeji Castle and go around. So you have lots of volunteers who are helping to translate for them and help chauffeur them around, get them safely. So it's a time when musicians can go and rub elbows with other international musicians.
Right.
And almost like so the idea is to really explain it is, would you like to meet some foreign musicians who are professional enough to want to come to Japan?
Sure.
It's really that time where we can, what's the word? Interface.
Exchange.
Ideas. It's not just about coming to the gig like Montreux Jazz Festival or some big giant festival where you just come and get the opportunity to sit and watch.
Right.
We have
interact.
You have seminars and workshops and volunteers and these kind of things. So we maybe can build up that aspect as much as possible.
Sure. For listeners out there, Kansai Music Conference this year, KMC 2013, will happen September 20th through 23rd. And opening party at Hard Rock Cafe on the 20th, then the 21st, live shows, and the conference at Osaka Museum of History on the 22nd and 23rd. This year, Mr. Weigmann will also be doing drum workshop.
Yes.
On 22nd. You want to give a little bit of a preview?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This year is about 60-second drills. And a big part of how I practice, first of all, you have to practice every day.
Right.
I mean, the body doesn't understand the time lap. If you practice once
And
a
stop.
week and then
Right.
stop, the body forgets.
Right.
But now I'm really focusing on 60-second drills and with a timer, because I find that the last 20 seconds of every drill are when the body is really getting it.
Oh, right.
And it's
right.
not when you don't have a timer and you still play for 60 seconds, it's different. When you put on the timer and you set yourself, I'm going to play this activity, I'm going to play this exercise, and I'm not going to stop for these 60 seconds. It becomes a space that is like something special. So I'm working out a whole series
Okay.
of these 60-second exercises, and they work.
Okay.
They really increase your hand speed, your foot speed, your coordination between your hands and feet. And so I hope that drummers can really benefit from that.
So if people are either beginning drummers or maybe want to see what things are, can they?
Yeah, sure. I think a beginning drummer who comes to see me, the first thing I want to hit them with is drumming is exciting.
Okay.
You know, you've got a wide world, and you better practice real hard to be better than me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, and I want to challenge them. Come on, practice. You know, like I have lots of young students, and I want them to be great. I want them to work really hard. So the world is full of awesome drummers. So many, millions of beautiful, amazing drummers.
Right.
Now you're going to join this club. Pick up the sticks and practice. You know, that's the thing. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm a drummer," because I have I have two drumsticks.
Right.
You got to really get in there. And so I hope that new drummers who would come, I could light them on fire a little bit.
Okay.
And for drummers that have been drumming a while, maybe you don't. If you have a teacher, that's great. But if you're just trying to teach yourself, hopefully I can steer you into a direction that will get your body moving more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that will be on September 22nd, Osaka Museum of History. Look for the details.
That's right.
KMC website, kansaimusicconference.com. Next, I'd like to play a song called In Our Time.
Right.
And can you give me
Yeah.
some details on this?
This is a song written by a band called Carnival Season, and
Carnival Season?
Carnival Season.
Okay.
And Brad Quinn is the person who I was called to drum on this track.
Okay.
Carnival Season is a band, I believe, from North Carolina.
Really?
Tennessee, North Carolina, someplace in there. I'm sorry, I'm not exactly sure. And it was, again, like Grey March, a band that was very active in the 80s. And they broke up, and they started to talk about reforming, or they've on and off done reunions. The drummer passed away at a very young age this year. And he had written this song right before he passed away.
Okay.
And Brad, as a tribute to his good friend and longtime bandmate who died suddenly at a very young age, it's really tragic, wanted to record this song.
Right.
So he asked me, we had just finished the Nathan and the Naturals album that you just heard.
Right.
And he said, I want to do this. So I did the drums to a demo, sent it back to the United States. They put in the guitar and the overdubs, sent it back to Japan. He did the vocals and the bass.
Oh, really? Okay.
And now it's on iTunes. You can buy it.
Okay.
Right there.
Titled In Our Time. And the band name?
Carnival Season.
Carnival Season. All right, let's check out this song.
Did you know you go. And love will let you down. With nowhere to run to when you're lost and numb inside. All these things I've noticed in our time. Romantic notions that fade away. No more heroes to save the day. Another shot sends you on your way. Oh, she's turning off the news this week. Seems better days are past their peak. Says, oh my soul, it's really on the brink. Did you notice pain will let you go, and love will let you down? With nowhere to run to when you're lost and numb inside. All these things I've noticed in our time. Lost and numb inside. All these things I've noticed in our time.
That was In Our Time by
Carnival Season.
Carnival Season. ERIC WEIGMANN, our guest, with his wife Yukari. So I'd like to talk very briefly about, so you've been doing some shows, I guess, over the last year with two bands at Hard Rock Cafes.
Yes,
in
very
Osaka.
lucky, thanks to you.
Yeah, what do you think about the experience?
Well,
especially performing in Hard Rock Cafe that's not really had music there, live music there recently.
I think I played either the first or second show.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe Davino had opened it up.
Right.
But we played early in that that time, and it was awesome. I mean, one, the sound is good,
mm-hmm.
and what I like about the Hard Rock Cafe is everyone's happy.
Right.
You know, it's obviously a place where people know what they're going to get. The food is so quality. The people, the everything is quality about the place. So everyone on the customers know the music's going to be good.
Right.
So there's a sense of kind of anticipation
mm-hmm.
before I go on stage.
Right.
And then making a really great show has been, the customers are like, yeah,
right.
that's right. That's right, you know. So it's a good venue.
Mm-hmm.
People come in, they're excited and happy. I really like now the Hard Rock Universal. I've been playing there a few times.
Right. Yukari, have you had a chance to see him playing at Hard Rock?
Yes, both USA and Homachi.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Every show.
Yeah.
I
really?
think she's seen every
almost.
show.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. The Osaka.
The
Hard Rock
Homachi.
Cafe, Osaka, Honmachi, will be having live music every Friday. And I wanted to ask you, so you play with a lot of different bands. So
just because I like to stay active.
yeah, exactly. Who exactly do you play with? How many bands are you playing?
Well, I mean, I play with everyone. I mean, I should name them in the order. Curtis Traylor is an artist who people don't understand how much respect that I have for Curtis is a really teacher for me, and he's taught me a lot about music and a lot about how to be a professional musician.
Right.
And so I love Curtis, and I work for Curtis Traylor, and another band I'm very active with is Helium 5.
Right.
And Helium 5 is great because Helium 5 is a group of very experienced musicians. Like Carlos Molina has played professionally his whole life. He played with the Gypsy Kings. He played in Brazil,
Right.
And here he is with me, we're just playing this fun, happy party music,
Right.
The guitarist is a long-time Osaka blues man, So Helium 5 is a band that was designed just to play a party.
Right.
We play pop covers, and you can get really good doing that, because there's a lot to learn. I find I was on the train coming down here, and I was thinking about my own drum teachers. And I was thinking about how one of my drum schools when I was young had this really old 1930s drum set, and how much that drum set was a teacher for me. I believe the drums teach you from the sound that you get back from them and from the way that you feel when you play them, that actually the instrument itself is almost a teacher.
Right.
And so I learn a lot from music. So if I'm going to... I guess that came from learning jazz. Jazz music...
As a foundation?
As a foundation. In the sense that you would not think twice if you played a whole jazz show and it's all covers. It's all what they call standards.
Of course, right.
Because you can learn from them. You adapt. They teach you about form and about how to color and about how to trade. And so I apply that same respect to pop music. I can be playing Shaggy, or something like that, which is or my Shinehead or something. I love hip-hop, kind of things. And they teach me. I love to feel the bounce.
Right.
How does that bounce go, and how does it make people feel? Elvin Jones is one of the greatest drummers to ever live. He said he would watch the dancers on the floor. He would watch the dancers in the clubs. And when you watched how their feet move, it'll teach you how to drum.
Right.
That kind of thing. So, especially Mr. Traylor, when Curtis is dancing.
When you watch his feet, yeah.
Yeah, I just watch Curtis's 2 feet move back and forth, and it tells me everything about how he wants to do it.
Right.
So I work for Curtis, and I work for Helium 5, and I play with Jimmy Andrade.
Yes.
So I play in a Latin group.
Okay.
Which, depending on the venue, I'll play congas, I'll play timbales and congas, or I'll play drum set.
Okay.
And then I work for various artists who call me.
Okay. So if people out there want to see you live, what would be the easiest way to...
The easiest way is just www.ericweigmann.com.
Okay.
And...
you play regularly at Blarney Stone, is that right?
Yeah, this year.
Okay.
They booked me for a whole year.
And which band is that?
Helium 5.
Helium 5, okay.
So the first Saturday of every month, we're in Umeda.
Okay.
At the Umeda Blarney Stone.
Okay.
And then the second Saturday of every month, we're at the Shinsaibashi Blarney Stone.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, the Blarney Stone is, I'm going to give a big plug for the Blarney, we love you, it's the closest thing I've ever seen in 11 years in Japan to being home. And so when we play there, it reminds me, and it feels like I'm back in Baltimore.
Yeah, but it's an Irish bar.
It is an Irish bar. Hey, I got a little Irish in me. But that doesn't matter. It's the people. It's that kind of
the
vibe. Feel. It's the vibe,
Uh-huh.
even if it's full of Japanese people.
Right.
And I know. It reminds me of home.
Well, one reason they're speaking English. A lot of people speak English there.
A lot of people speak English, but that's not a big deal. But anyway, it's got a good vibe, and
okay.
we've been the Blarney Stone's been really important for me because I've been able to. those gigs are practice for me.
Right.
You know, that's
Able to get out and practice what you're practicing.
yeah.
Right.
Play hard for a couple of hours.
Cool. So you can check out Helium 5. Do you have a next scheduled show with Curtis?
We're going to be playing the Otsu Jazz Festival in October,
Okay.
which is great. And so I'm sure that we have a July and August schedule. Curtis hasn't let me know.
Okay.
But so also, you know, I'm planning on a couple solo projects right now that I'm back in my mind.
Okay.
I'd
So-
really like to make an original group for
Right.
Japan
Right.
and record.
Right.
I think it's important. And for the KMC conference, Katya is coming from
yes.
from
Katya
LA,
will be back here again.
and I'll be playing 5 or 6 shows, I think, with her. 4 or 5.
Two.
have to-
2 or 3, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I'll be playing shows with Katya. And then one thing that happened to me, which is really exciting, is I got a gig with Gilad Atzmon. And I got this call. You know, there's a writer who's also a sax player who's doing a book signing
Right.
and needs a drummer, wants to put a trio together.
Okay.
And I went to his website. It turns out this saxophone player had won the BBC Jazz Album of the Year in 2003, has put out maybe 10 albums, written many books, travels the world constantly. And I went in, hired the best bassist I could, and we did a really great trio set.
Right.
Old school Sonny Rollins, bebop.
Right.
After the gig, he said, I want to come back to Japan, drum for me. And so next January, he's coming, Gilad Atzmon, and it's not booked yet. I have to help do the booking,
Set up.
but we're going to do maybe 5 or 6 dates
Okay.
around Japan. And, man, he can play. Charlie Parker is right there.
Right.
You know, and Gilad Atzmon is really powerful person in a sense. He's got a very strong political ideas. He writes a lot about Israel and Jewish identity. He's British, but also he's Jewish, so he writes a lot about Jewish identity. So that tour is going to be next January.
And people can find out about that on your website.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
You also performed with Alicia Saldana.
Yes. I
as
love
drummer.
Alicia.
And so this last song written by her, titled "Love and Unity." Can you give us a little bit of information about that?
Yes. When the earthquake struck Haiti, everyone. This is before the big earthquake struck northern Japan, and
Yes.
I remember it was the
3.5 years ago.
Yeah, when that earthquake struck Haiti, everyone was mobilized. What can we do? I remember playing at Haiti benefits, 1, 2, I don't know how many I played at that time.
Right.
And then you contacted me, I think. We want to do a recording to create an album that the sales would go to benefit Haiti.
Right.
So I said, absolutely. You know, like, where can I... Sign me up.
Right.
And so at that time, I had been working a lot with Alicia. So in 2009, 2010, 2011, I played quite a lot with her.
A few shows. Okay. Okay.
No, I mean, yeah.
Regularly.
Regularly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As a regular drummer, right.
Maybe I've played 30 or 40 shows with Alicia.
Okay.
And so at that time, they asked me to drum. And I wound up doing some congas. I wound up doing shakers and lots of different percussion parts on here.
Okay. Titled "Love and Unity." If people, so this song I believe is on CD Baby. Is that right?
Yes.
It's on CD Baby and iTunes.
Yes, at least CD Baby. I think it's on iTunes as well.
Okay. And the sales go to charity.
Yes.
Continue to benefit for the victims of the Haiti earthquake. This song is titled "Love and Unity." A lot of KMC artists are actually performing on this song. Davina, Alicia,
Paul Fleischer,
Paul,
Susumu,
saxophone, yes, steel drum, yes. So a lot of musicians got together. Donnie Don, yes. Got together to put this project together, put this song together. It's titled "Love and Unity." Before I play it, I'd like to say thank you to Eric, Yukari, for coming, and hopefully we can get a lot of people to your workshop this year.
Sure.
And
please
enjoy.
come.
Yes. This song is Love and Unity, written by Alicia Saldina, performed by several KMC artists to benefit the victims of the Haiti earthquake. Please enjoy Love and Unity.
Haïti, on est tous avec vous.
Our hearts go out to you, Haiti.
Il domani sarà migliore.
諦めないで頑張って。みんな応援してる。
Love and unity. Love and unity. What we need. L'amour et l'unité. What we need. Love and unity. What we need. L'amour et l'unité. Mother, father, sister, brother. We are all one. Ourselves together. Mother, father, sister, brother. We are all one. Ourselves together. What we need. Love and unity. What we need. Love and unity.
That was Love and Unity charity for Haiti. Drummer ERIC WEIGMANN performed on that. Today's guest, ERIC WEIGMANN and his wife Yukari, in the studio today. KMC Vibes. Coming up next is Seabway DJ Show. This is KMC Vibes, your host DL, promoting Kansai Music Conference and the affiliated artist this year, KMC 2013, September 20th through 23rd. Be there. KMC Vibes, courtesy of Blackan Radio. See you next time. Peace.
Blackan Radio, broadcasting straight from Osaka, Japan. Exclusive interviews, talk shows, DJ sessions. Check it out.